Given how disruptive this past few years have been, the question now is, what are the changes and the opportunities that lie ahead, and how can we make sure that we're ready for them?
Having spent over 2 decades helping leaders and organisations navigate the trends they'd rather fight or ignore, the question that has always fascinated me is, why don't people change, even when they want to and know they should?
Harari was famous for saying this: remember, the electric light never came from the continuous improvement of candles. It did not matter how good you got at making candles, how pure that light was, how long the candle lasted. There came a point where a fundamental revolutionary rethink was required.
To tell us more, we welcome back Michael McQueen. Hello, mate. Nice to see you again.
The statistic is that we spend 40% of our time trying to influence or sway the decisions of other people, be that at work or at home.
Wow.
The challenge is we're not very good at it. So the headline data is we're only successful in changing other people's minds 3 to 5% of the time. If we're not careful, we can easily fall into the trap of using 19th and 20th century technique for trying to change 21st century minds. And we wonder why it's not working. Our brain's self-protection mechanisms are great at keeping us safe, but they can also make us incredibly stubborn. Because when we're confronted with ideas or information that is unfamiliar or new, our instinctive response is to shut down rather than open up. And this is why even the best logic and the most reliable evidence does little to change people's minds.
It is vital right now that you and I focus on tides and not waves. Think of what a wave is. A wave is loud and it's exciting, but it crashes ashore and then it retreats. But over time, a changing tide will reshape the entire coastline.
Conventional wisdom tells us that humans are inherently afraid of change, and yet the latest discoveries in neuroscience reveal that this is not actually the case. It is not change that we are afraid of, instead, it is loss. And so the key in persuading others isn't to sell the upside, but instead to lessen the loss.
In the past, jobs were about muscle, being able to physically do stuff. Currently, they're about brains. In the future, jobs will be about heart. Then the reality is your job probably won't be taken by AI, but it could be taken by a human who knows how to use AI. Resisting change is a little bit like trying to hold your breath. Even if you are successful, it is not going to end well.